Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Allie from Kitten and Kitsch, and I'm so excited to have you because today we are going to be doing some much needed memory keeping in my Disney junk journal. Now, if that spread to the left is catching your eye, I just made a video on making an intro page in a new junk journal, and it was really short. It was only like 5 minutes, so it was a really fun watch, and I encourage you to go see it if you need some inspo. Here are some of the ephemera pieces that are going to be going to my journal. We did a egg scavenger hunt at Epcot and it was so much fun. So everything's going to be very Eastery themed. Mr. and Mrs. Bunny, a picture of my little Easter egg basket too, and some fun park decorations. This was the little feet that were with the basket and I just knew they needed a moment too. I just love little bunny stuff, and look at the little card that came with it. So I'll kind of get into the story with this basket a little bit later in the video, but basically at Disney, you can have a Easter basket delivered to your hotel room. And my husband definitely indulged my inner child, and so it was such a fun experience that definitely needed to be documented in my spread too. This was the little receipt that he filled out, and I just thought that would be a fun memento to keep with the spread too. All the Disney stuff is so cute. I mean, look at this little box of crayons. I am obsessed. So sometimes I don't know if I'm 29 or 9, but hey, that's what the point of junk journaling is. It's just such a fun, girly hobby, and I just love the memory aspect too. Now it's time to cover up that white space. And you'll have to let me know, are you team purple glue or team anti-purple glue? If you're on my Patreon, we have had many little discussions about purple glue, especially when I go live. I am team purple glue. I love how I can see exactly where I'm gluing at and make sure that everything is getting glued that it needs to, but that's just me. I really seem to like it. I liked these two papers that we're doing in the spread because I thought they were just very Eastery, very springy, and even though it's early May when I'm doing this video, I just wanted to make sure I still documented this memory while it was fresh. And see, old me prior to junk journaling would be very stressed that I wasn't memory keeping right when it happened. But new me with junk journaling has the freedom to know that it doesn't have to be perfectly on time, and that's okay. So let's talk a little bit more about this Disney trip. So we went to Epcot during their Flower and Garden Festival, and everything was just absolutely like scenic, gorgeous. They were running a couple of different scavenger hunts, and in this spread, it was the Easter egg one that I'm documenting. What you did throughout the park was you had to find the different little Easter egg characters, and you would put a sticker onto your scavenger hunt basket. I mean, seriously, it was so sneaking cute. Now, of course, this was designed for kids, but like I said, sometimes I don't know if I'm an adult or a kid, and you know what? I'm okay with it. But it was an absolute blast, and some of the eggs were hidden in really obscure places, so props to any young child that was able to find those on their own, because it was pretty tricky, but it was a lot of fun. This little white space area definitely needed to be covered too, and I thought, why not throw in some checkered flowers? This washi tape I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm constantly using it. It's just so pretty, funky, and fun, but it's nice and thick. A lot of washi tapes I have are super thin, so I love to give this one a moment anytime that I can. Sometimes washi tape can be a little bit tricky to edge up right, but it's a junk journal, it doesn't have to be perfect. Or at least that's what I keep telling myself. Look at this adorable egg hunt card. This is what I'm talking about that you got with the scavenger hunt. And you know what? It was such a fun memory. So I think this cost like $8, and then you even got a prize. Now, I kind of messed up when I was recording this video. So the orange bird, even though he's absolutely adorable, this little garden can, that went with a different scavenger hunt that I also did during my stay. The Easter egg hunt one, you got a little wooden set and you got to pick the character and then you got to paint it. But we'll give Orange Bird his moment because he is so cute. And I can't wait to do the spread that goes with the scavenger hunt I did for him. I'm adding a piece of tape to the center of the seam so none of the papers curl, and it kind of just gives it some stability. And I'm also going to turn this big ol' egg card into a major flap so that I can add some more to the spread and kind of make it a little more multi-dimensional. I really want that bow to stick out at the top so it kind of looks like a little ephemera piece that was intentionally put there. I feel like when I'm using clear tape, sometimes I'm fighting for my life to make sure there's no dust and fingerprints, but it looks like we were good to go. Those were the back for like all the stickers that you would put on the front, and so I think I'm going to work on maybe adding something to the back of that so it looks a little bit more exciting and rather than just blank. All right, so our flap is good to go and it seems that it's working. You gotta test that to make sure that there's no issues, no curling. And here's the little adorable bunny feet. So, like I said, my husband ordered me an Easter basket and it was the sweetest thing ever and totally unnecessary. But it was kind of like an Easter trip for us and also an early anniversary trip. And he just really is such a good gift giver, and that's something I aspire to be better at because there's just no topping him. And he knew I just needed something like sweet and something a little bit more exciting because this year has just been a little bit tough with losing my mom recently, and so he just knew that that would bring a smile to my face. It's very sweet. So thank you, Mr. Kitten and Kitch, or Derek as I affectionately call him. These bunny feet were with the Easter basket, and you'll see a picture later that kind of shows that better. And there was a little knock at the door from the Easter bunny himself, and when you went to open the door, no one was there. And you just saw a little basket outside, and it was the cutest thing ever. I am constantly chasing nostalgia in my life, and it was just such a beautiful memory. This little card you're seeing here was also attached to the basket, and it was simple. They just had him quickly fill it out, and it was attached with a beautiful purple bow, and I just loved it. It was truly one of those things that I will never forget, and that is why it needed a moment in my junk journal. So over here, I'm adding a little library pocket. I often don't really use the library like pocket sleeves that much compared to the actual library card. So I thought, why not take this little Easter basket receipt that he had, and we'll tuck it into the pocket so we have that memory for many years to come. Sometimes with memory keeping in the past, I would get really stressed out because I thought it needed to look perfect, and old me couldn't imagine putting trash in my journal. Instead, it would have to be the most perfect embellishment or stamp. But now, using the junk, it's so much more freeing, and honestly, for me, I think I like it more. I think it just adds so much character. It's cute. I mean, look at the junk in here. It's adorable, and it just feels so much more special, right? So we're gonna put that card in there, and I think later after I'm done doing the voiceover, I'm going to write down our memories from that day in the other side of the card. These Easter crowns were so stinking cute. I just loved these, and I can't wait to cut open this box here and use some of the different ephemera pieces. Come on, Disney has like the cutest ephemera, and it is the perfect place. So not that I'm trying to encourage spending, but if you are able to make a trip to Disney at some point, you will not regret it, especially with junk journaling in mind. The ephemera seems to be endless. Now, when you first walk in the park, a lot of times you're only going to see maps, so you kind of have to go looking for it. For example, these Easter crayons were on the way out of the park, and they had a coloring page station. So I, being the adult I am, of course had to go and walk over and get myself a set of crayons and stickers. But you know what? At Disney, there's no judgment. All the cast members are happy to help, and especially if you let them know it's for your junk journal, they'll often give you a little bit more because they know your memory keeping. Here's a picture of my Easter basket that I was talking about earlier with the little feet. Isn't that so stinking cute? I just loved it. It was such a fun memory. Here is a picture we took of Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny. Their outfits were beyond adorable, and part of me really wanted to get a picture of Derek and I with the Easter bunnies, but it was not going to happen. The line for that was 2 hours long. So we saw them from afar and got a cute little picture and went on our merry way, but we caught them later on during the Easter Day parade. I just love this little bunny. I think it looks really cute. And sometimes when I'm working on a spread, I don't know quite where I want to put it. So you'll often see me kind of hover around with different ephemera pieces until I kind of put it somewhere that I think will work. Now here is the true scavenger hunt reward that I was talking about. So you get a little wooden block Easter egg with one of the characters engraved into it, and then you get to paint it. I thought this Extravaganza 2025 would be like the perfect title to kind of caption the spread. And I just think that would be super cute and really capture what the spread is all about. Now, if you're liking this kind of content from me, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed. I am trying to up my YouTube game. It is not a forte for me, sadly. Most of the time I am over on Patreon. Patreon is free to join, and there are different tiers if there's content that you would like more from me. But that is where I feel most comfortable, but I'm definitely trying to add more variety and more content to YouTube. It's really fun kind of having a moment to create a thoughtful and planned out video, so it's definitely growing on me. Here are some of the different characters that you could choose from the egg hunt. I believe, if I remember right, I got Minnie Mouse. I still need to paint her, but don't you worry, I definitely will be doing that after I get this spread done. I just loved all these little different characters. Chippendale and the rabbit are so cute too. I just love Easter. Sometimes, like when I reflect on the past, I haven't always been the biggest fan, but as an adult, I think it's just such a whimsical, fun, springy holiday. So I'm trying to give it its moment and really memory keep it into something that's cute and that I'll have for many years to come. Disney is just such a nostalgic place for me. You'll have to let me know. Are you a Disney fan? Are you Team Disney? Not Disney? I go through phases. So like in my life, I am often a big Harry Potter fan, which will always ring true, but Disney has really grown a place in my heart, especially over probably the last like 10 years. As a kid, we went a couple of times, but as an adult living in Florida, I've been able to go a lot more. And as an adult, I feel like I can appreciate Disney so much more. It's just a happy, whimsical, nostalgic place, and so many fun memories in my life have occurred at Disney. For example, when my husband and I got engaged, we went right to Disney to celebrate, and when we got married, shortly after, a Disney trip happened too. So for me, Disney will hold a really big place in my heart. When it comes to memory keeping, I often find that you don't have to make it complicated. This spread was mostly just ephemera here. The only things I've really added that were additional were the paper, the library sleeve, washi tape, and just a couple little extras. Most of this came from Disney, so don't overthink it when it comes to memory keeping. It does not have to be perfect. Using pieces that you already have are what the memory keeping is really all about, right? As you can see here, sometimes I overthink or work on putting things in different places, and right now I'm kind of figuring out these little clusters. I often like to do like little groups of 3 or like an odd number and kind of buddy up everybody. So I think this will be what I go with if I remember right. These are just so cute, and I really like how this spread is coming along. It was really, honestly, not too bad to put together. I kind of just started slapping stuff down and just went with it. Like I said, when you have cute ephemera, it really helps, and Disney is just, they are supreme. If you enjoyed hanging out with me and watching this spread come together, then please give this video a thumbs up, and I would love to have you leave a comment letting me know your favorite Disney memory, or if you haven't been to Disney, what memories you hope to make in the future. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see my little YouTube journey come together. I am trying, and I have lots of ideas for the future. Additionally, my Patreon is the place to be, especially if you want to know about any drops that are coming in the future. We just recently did a vintage ephemera drop and some 80s junk journals. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had an absolute blast making this little memory keeping spread. I will leave you with this. Make sure that you are documenting those memories. Don't worry about it being absolutely perfect. Stick it down, memory keep. That is what's the most important. I had an absolute blast with you. I hope you love this spread, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. I can't wait to do it again and fill up this Disney junk journal with all the memories in the future. I hope you have an amazing day, and I can't wait to see you back here with me.